What's going on, peeps? MMA Logcast live episode 13, I think it is. UFC Vegas 18 headline by Alistair Overeem and Alexander Volkov. A very fun heavyweight fight. Really interested to see how this one plays out. But man, it feels like forever since I've done Logcast live. But I did do that. Locky late night episode a couple of days ago, and that's something that I want to do a little bit more often. That's that stream is more so me just chilling, relaxing, if you guys know what I'm talking about, and just shooting the shit. Like no agenda, you know what I mean? Just speak what's on my mind at the time, whether it's MMA related or not. And then obviously fielding any questions that you guys have in the chat as well, too. So no set schedule for that show. It's more so whenever I have the time and just want to shoot the shit. Usually it's a late night thing. So shout out to anybody that's able to stay up and join your boy live for those episodes. But yeah, I'm just trying to put out more content, and I always wanted a show where I'm able to just speak my mind again, whether it's MMA related or not. And I love talking to you guys about it too. All right, let me give you guys my bets real quick first. And then we'll get into the chat. I got to do a better job of keeping up with the chat because you guys are fucking savages. So I apologize if I don't get to your question or anything like that. I want to keep up as live as possible with the chat so I can talk to everybody. Give me one sec. Just pulling up my bets right now. All right. I do. So one thing that I've been doing, actually, at least since the beginning of the year now, is I've been posting my bet slips, and I feel like that's a very important thing that a lot of people should be doing. As I like to not like to, but it is widely known that this is quite a sleazy industry in terms of just gambling and being a handicapper and giving out picks and bets and stuff, right? So there's a lot of guys that are able to go out there and just be like, all right, I put fucking 4 units on blah blah blah. But did you really though? You know what I mean? Do you have enough confidence to actually put your own money on it? And that's been my kind of like qualm with a lot of people recently. And like there are absolute frauds out there that'll tell you to fucking parlay 40 plus things together or make 40 different parlays and then just tell you to bet it. But are they betting it themselves, or are they confident enough in themselves to part ways with their money to make the bet? So I wanted to be as transparent as possible, put my bet slips out there for you guys to show you that I am comfortable enough putting my own hard-earned money on these spots, just as you should. I mean, now I'm not saying that you should go out there and tell me to a T, but it should at least give you guys some reassurance that I'm not just pulling your tail and just being like, all right, these are the spots that you should be hit. So I want to start making a little bit of a movement to normalize bet slips. And that's something that I made a hashtag on my IG. But, in other sports, like I just kind of like skim through other like sports and other gambling, like NBA Twitter and NFL Twitter and all that stuff. And these guys are just flashing bet slips left and right, which is amazing. Like, again, it's super transparent, and I'm a big fan of that. So I want to help lead the charge here in terms of being one of the first guys. I know there are a couple guys that already do it, but being one of the first guys that, truly normalizes putting your bet slips out there to showcase that you are making the plays that you're putting out there for people to tail. So, all right, let's get into the actual bets that I got. So I got a lock of the night play. Originally, it was 5 units on a parlay of Cody Stamann and Mike Rodriguez. Cody Stamann, obviously, his opponent, Andre Ewell, falls out. And unfortunately, now I'm stuck with Mike Rodriguez, 5 units at minus 220. With that said, I'm not too mad at it. You know what I mean? I'm going to get a lot of flack for that pick, given that a lot of people are putting this untrustworthy label on Mike Rodriguez. But let's be honest. If we had a competent judge in his last fight, Mike Rodriguez would be a minus 400, if not a minus 500 in this fight against fucking Danilo Marquez, who absolutely does not belong in the UFC. The guy's horrible. The only guy worse than him is Khadis Ibrahimov, who's not in the UFC anymore. So that's why I'm hella confident in Mike Rodriguez here. I think he goes out there and gets him out of there. in the first round. So I got 5 units at minus 220. Then I got my dog of the night play, 1.5 units on Lara Procopio at plus 140. She seems to be the darling this week in terms of the underdog that a lot of people are on. Obviously, the line indicates that now as well, too, as we got Procopio coming in at, wow, plus 110. The money is rolling in. I said yesterday on the final weigh-in stream, I wouldn't be surprised if this fight closes as a pick'em, and that's exactly what it's looking like. So I feel bad for anybody that took Marlon McCann early and even took her in that minus 150 range, because you guys absolutely botched the line movement there. Again, I'm not one to speak, though, because my line movement ability is very garbage as well, too. Also, I got 2 units on Carlos Diego Ferreira at minus 120. I think he's a solid spot here. Very close fight. I will absolutely admit that, but I feel like I have a good lean here on Ferreira, and I had to take advantage of it. I also have, this is one of the first times I've ever made a bet against a prediction that I made. So I'm predicting Devontae Smith to win this fight, but it's too much for me to pass up on playing Ryan James to win in round 1 at plus 600. If you want to talk about value, if you're talking about 14% implied that James has a chance of knocking this guy out in the first round, I think that's very much out of the realm of possibility. I think it's much higher than that. So I'm definitely taking my plus 600 shot. I only took a 0.25 unit shot there. That would profit for 1.5 units, but I'm willing to part ways with $25 to potentially return $150. And then lastly, I have a parlay, which actually stretches into 258 as well, which is next week. But I got Cody Stamann, Timur Valiev, and Usman, who's fighting next weekend, 3 units at plus 114. Love that parlay. I'm not missing the chance to bet on Stamann and Valiev, who I think absolutely cruise in this fight. Again, chalky. I completely understand that, but I do think that these guys absolutely go out there and cruise. And then I really like Kamaru Usman against Gilbert Burns as well, too. If you guys haven't already seen, I did put out my breakdown for the main event of next week, which is Usman versus Burns. So you guys can hear my, my standpoint and why I believe that Usman should win that fight, and why I believe a lot of people are overblowing how good Gilbert Burns has looked as of late. But yeah, those are the plays I have for tonight. Really looking forward to it. Can't wait to get into it. All right. Shout out to everybody that's already in the chat. Shawnee Mack, coming through for every single stream, letting y'all know that I'm the god, but not really, though. You know what I mean? I appreciate Shawnee Mac. Appreciate you, buddy. All right, let's get into it. Brandon Phillips, I believe, is BP. Let's go, man. Big night tonight. I got Lara Cody parlayed. Nice. And I got Lara via sub and Cody inside the distance. Let's get it. I do like Lara Procopio via sub. I believe I'm the one that was telling you to hop onto that. So I personally played it at plus 725. Not an official play. It's an on-track play, but I did put out my bet slip out there just so people can be like, at least you're not that I told you so guy. And then Cody Stamann, yeah, I do think he wins. Now, the end of the distance is obviously very intriguing due to the comments that he made a couple of days ago saying that he wants to go out there and kill this guy. But historically speaking, we haven't seen Cody Stamann finish a fight. So, at least in the UFC. So I like that. I don't mind Cody parlayed straight up. I do think he has a ton of value. Where is he at now? I thought he was at minus 500 last time I saw him, and he's currently at minus 485. Wow. A little money actually came in on Askar, unless it's just 5 times pulling our leg and trying to get people to bet on him. But yeah, I like Cody's statement there for sure. HV, appreciate the shout, buddy. Justin Jr., I appreciate you hopping in. As always, Shot 905 is saying that Volkov is the lock of the night. I'm picking Overeem, but I don't have a play on it, so I'm not mad on anybody picking Volkov here. But a lot of people like to overlook Overeem. Let's see how that weight does for Volkov if this fight does get stretched into the rounds 3, 4, and 5. But he is absolutely live to take him out of there early, I think, as well, too. But yeah, I'm liking what we've been seeing from Overeem as of late, but Volkov has definitely made some improvements himself. Super CLYK is saying, does Frankie really have a chance wrestling Hans Sandhagen? He does. He does have the ability to wrestle Sandhagen. I do think he gets him down as well, too. But my issue here is he going to be able to keep him down? You know what I mean? I don't think he'll be able to keep him down. I think Sandhagen will be too squirmy and is a decent enough jiu-jitsu guy that he should be able to get back to his feet and then really implement his striking game. So, line is off. I'm not mad at anybody taking a shot on Edgar here, but personally, I'm not parting ways with my money on him. Henry Wiles is saying Sandman only playable inside the distance or by KO. I kind of disagree. I think he wins by decision, and that might just me be buying into the recency bias of Frank Edgar, surviving the bombs of Pedro Munoz in his last fight. And I don't think Sandman is really like a knockout puncher. He's more of a overwhelm you and try to catch you off guard with something. And I think given Frankie Edgar's movement and the way that he fights, he might be able to stay away from those unorthodox strikes and that power. So I think more so we'll see Sandhagen land the more damaging shots and the more shots, which should give him a decision victory. But at minus 105 for him to win by a decision, not the most intriguing for me to take that shot there. Big Zomega, let's have a day, brother. I hope so too, man. Randy Jackson is saying Edwards for the win. I'm actually, I don't have a bet on Carol Hossa, but I do think that she wins this fight. The odds are a little bit too wide for me, but I have a very high ceiling for Carol Hossa. Babel fan, shout out to my guy Big Marcel. Yeah, broke my first ever fight by minutes, I should say. There was another outlet that wanted to get that scoop, but I'm like, hey, let me get this. Let me get this one. Let me at least add that to my or cross that off my bucket list in terms of breaking a fight. There's one more fight that I want to break. It's obviously there's no fight made that I'm talking about, but there's one guy that I want to break a fight for, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to do it, but not promising anything. Shout out Big Marcel for sure. Ben Peak is saying Diego is plus 100, and sometimes I may hit it if I get my first bets right. Yeah, I did watch the line movement there. You know what I mean? So the people that I was talking shit about in terms of getting a good line value on Molly McCann and whiffing on that line prediction. I whiffed the line prediction here. I didn't think that we'd see as much love come in for Benny, but I'm fine with my minus 120. It's not that huge of a difference, so I don't mind that. Ooh, Z's MMA. Can't tell how someone is performing long-term on slips alone, though. Got to combine the slips with the track record. Yeah, exactly. No, you're right, Z. I absolutely agree with you. I'm just saying that at least you can, like, I don't care whether you bet $5 units, $10 units, $1 unit. Doesn't fucking matter. Just show us that you're confident enough in actually making the play yourself. That's what I'm saying. So mix in the slips with the track record, and yeah, you are bang on, Z. I absolutely agree with you there. Justin Jr. is saying Choi inside the distance at plus 525. Not a bad spot, but I do think that this fight does ultimately go to a decision. Socrates. Let's fucking go. Yep. MMA prop of the night. Maybe I should add that. POTN. Let's see. Justin Jr. I only do this stream for about an hour. That's really about it. Roberto Lopez is saying, I'm going to talk about his bets. Stay firm, dude. If you have a strong read, don't let me talk you too far off your bets. But it is good to just take into consideration other people's opinions and then crafting your own at the end of it. So if you're strong on your sides, go for it. Patty Flynn, Degen, Reem decision, okay. Frankie decision, okay. Choi decision, plus 20,000 parlay. Dude, good luck, man. If that one hits, shit, that would be great. I'm not sure if I'd ever do the Mecca. Shout out to Mr. Arkansas. I'm a fan of his. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure there. Chapuzli Fornio is saying, do you recommend not betting on Pantoja Cape? I do. If anything, I'd say maybe the under 2.5. That's the only spot that I kind of like. But I'm taking Pantoja. I'm taking him to win by submission. But I'm just not sure if I'd win there, or if I'd actually take an actual bet there. SD Crusader is saying, I don't think Burns is that great, but the training partners thing can throw a curveball for sure. But I think it works the other way too. Like everybody's only seeing it from one perspective, is seeing like, okay, Burns knows Usman's flaws because they've been training together for so long. It works the exact same way the opposite side, but you're talking about Usman, who in my opinion is much further along. But yeah. DPS, who do you think is the absolute lock of the night? Personally, my lock of the night play right now is Mike Rodriguez, but I'm gonna get shit on for that. Again, I'll reiterate it. If he went out there and had a competent referee, and that fight actually did get stopped against Ed Herman in that second round, he'd be a minus 400 or minus 500 favorite here. I will continue to say that. Brian Anthony is saying, is Cody or Corey? I'd say Cody Stamen is more trustworthy in this spot, even though he's chalky as hell. Millhouse Sports, shout out to my podcast with him this week, covering this card for Lines Sniper HQ. Make sure you guys go check that out. No drinking for me tonight. Just on that holy, or that devil's lettuce, I should call it. It's just going to be devil's lettuce for me tonight. Kobe Lee is saying, who is today's Marina Rodriguez? I don't know who's going to be a huge upset. I think like I like Laura Procopio as a dog, but she's obviously not as big of a dog as Marina Rodriguez was. Maybe Overeem is the one that's going to be the bigger dog that pulls off the upset here. Justin James is absolutely live to knock out Devontae Smith, which is why I took that plus 600 for round one for him. But Troy, I think, has a solid chance of doing that as well too. Justin Jr. is asking what I think about the 7 units on Volkov. I think Clint even admitted himself. He thinks he should have gone 5 units instead of 7. But yeah, can't knock the confidence there. Roberto Lopez is saying Volkov does look quicker, and how's that going to fare against Slimmereem? I love that nickname. Yeah, for me, I think it only comes into question the further this fight goes. So if Reem is able to survive the early onslaught and the pop in the shots of Volkov gets taken away, I think it could be very interesting. Manpriya and I to get on the Slimmery program. Absolutely, dude. I got me some quarantitties out here fucking sitting on my butt, working from home since March. But yeah, I did actually just purchase a boxing or a punching bag or a body bag, and I gotta hang it up in my garage still. I still got to get some work in on that. But yeah, that's my favorite form of cardio, is just hitting the bag. Love that. Greg Love, yes, reminding the people, make sure you guys hit that like. Definitely helps out to show support for your boy. He's saying, does the main event go the distance? Personally, I think so, and that's what the Overeem winning via decision. But yeah, it's a volatile fight in terms of if what's his face Volkov is able to get the finish nice and early. So Volkov is durable, which is why I don't think that Overeem will finish him, but I do think we'll see him grind it out and take a decision victory. But then again, I didn't put my hard-earned cash on it. You guys don't see a bet slip from me on it, right? That means I didn't make the play myself, but that's what I'm predicting. Pillar Lane Gaming. Did you hear all the talk about Askar smelling like onions at the weigh-in? I did hear about that. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but yeah, I'm not sure. Tyson Jordan. A lot of people asking about Clint's play on Volkov. It is what it is, man. Clint is very strong on his opinion in certain spots, and this is the strongest I've ever seen him on his side here. So I wish him all the luck again, especially considering that I don't have any money on Overeem here. But again, my prediction is Overeem, and I'm not 100% sure if he'll actually win those. So I don't mind that shot that Clint's taken there. Finesse God, shout out to you, buddy. I appreciate you hopping on. Do you prefer Overeem or Procopio for a DraftKings lineup? I'd say the safer spot would be Procopio. Overeem could absolutely get KO'd first in the first round, but I would have more Procopio than I would have Overeem. Roberto Lopez is saying, I save all my slips now and analyze them. I would highly suggest going out there and making a BetMMA.tips account, man. That's another great way of analyzing your bets. There's so many tools, so many statistical tools that allow you to truly analyze your bets more so than just looking at your past bet slips. So, dude, I would highly suggest making a BetMMA tips account. Shout out to the MMA hoes. I know you guys are some big dudes on the YouTube sphere. Appreciate you guys showing your boys some love. I know there's always a lot of fakes out there, so I hope that these are the real guys. But shout out to you guys. Reem would be my spirit animal as well too. I love that guy. HV is laughing at the fact that I said $5 units. Unit size does not matter. You guys got to be very disciplined with your money, especially in a volatile game like the MMA game. So even if it's $5 units, that means that you're working with what, $5,000, I believe it is, or $500. Am I off on that? Yeah, $500 would be your bankroll. But yeah, just be disciplined. Otherwise, you're gonna get rid of that roof over your head and that food on your plate. Just be very disciplined, guys. It's Booty saying thoughts on Jillian Robertson versus Miranda Maverick. I haven't dug into that yet. I've only gotten through 3 fights for 258, which I've already all posted on my channel and on the Patreon. Early lean is Jillian Robertson. I love her offensive jiu-jitsu style. I think she should go out there and possibly submit Maverick, but Maverick continues to get better on a fight-to-fight basis, right? She's a young fighter, and I do like what we see from her, but that's a close fight, man. I'm really looking forward to breaking that one down, but my early lean is Jillian Robertson. Shout out to the MMA hoes. I hope to one day do some work with you guys. I love the work you guys are doing and the following that you guys have managed to get for yourselves. That's hard work. That's grinding, and that's my MO out here. You grind and you reap the rewards afterwards. So great show you guys got going on. Love what you guys got happening. Millhouse is saying he's going to join me on that Devil's Lettuce. I hope so. Maybe we'll do it a Skype Devil's Lettuce sesh. Brian Anthony on it too. I love you. Millhouse thinks that Troy is Marina. Don't believe me. Just watch. All right. I got no money invested in that other than the over 2.5 on a couple of degenerate parlays, but he is live. I absolutely agree. DPS, just on your IG that you called that Marina Rodriguez pick. Good shit, man. Yeah. One of my prouder moments during that first week of the UFC being back in 2021, but overall it wasn't that good of a stretch for me. But that was definitely my shining moment. Not to mention the prop of hitting that as well. Let's see what we got out here. Finesse God, Edgar or James for DFS cheap option. I think Edgar is a safer way, but James is absolutely live to get that first round knockout as well too. So you might want to if you build multiple lineups, you might want to have James on a couple of them because he could absolutely bust a slate here. With that first round knockout. But if he's not able to get that first round knockout, he's going to score very, very low here. But I think he is live for that finish. So, yeah, but I do think if you want to talk about safe, I think Edgar is a safer spot there. Fender Jazz cashed on Marina Rodriguez KO prop last time. Appreciate that. Is there a Mike Rodriguez KO prop streak on deck? I hope so. I think his KO prop though is like minus 150, so it's not as nice as that plus 1350 that we got on Marina the other week. But the spot that I like is Mike Rodriguez round 1 plus 200. That's the best line that you're going to get. That's where I think he gets it done. So yeah. Where you guys at? Joseph Doyle, appreciate you stopping by, my guy. Tito McHugnoggin, McHuge or Teats. Love this guy. Absolutely love this guy. Appreciate you dropping by. Saw you in the chat yesterday as well, too. Appreciate the support on all the platforms. Severi is saying he already has a bet on Maverick. He doesn't see her losing. I wish I could give you guys more insight on that matchup. I just haven't dug into it enough. My pre-fight spot is Jillian Robertson, but I'm not 100% sure if I'll take that spot. Yes, the MMA show, they put a lot of work into their shit, man. I got a hats off absolutely to them, or at least for me, turban off for these guys. I do believe that these guys are top-notch shit. Joseph Toa is saying, fuck it, I bet straight on James. Ooh, I think you left a lot of money on the table there, buddy, especially if you're taking James. There's no way he wins a decision. I don't think he taps this guy out either. So I think the KO prop or him winning in round 1 was the best way to exploit the most amount of value you're getting out of him. Tito is saying, thanks for doing this. I need to hear UFC talk right now. I hear you. That's why I wanted to always do a fight day stream, right? Before the MMA Blockcast Live used to be on Friday evenings, but then obviously I got that gig over there on Odds, so I didn't want to do 2 streams on one day. But I'm loving this fight day stream. The 1 p.m. Eastern I think is a solid time slot. I usually get close to that 100 live viewers mark, which is good enough for me. But yeah, I love doing it, and I love seeing the new guys hop in and then come back on a consistent basis. So I'm looking forward to seeing how big we can make this community. Roberto Lopez is saying, how good is the Laws wrestling? I thought he was more of a pure striker. I'd say he's definitely like more of a striker than he is a wrestler, but he has a solid MMA game all around. So I do think that we see him be able to land some of those takedowns, but he's not going to be like Movsar Evloev or something like that, right? So that's why I think the line is a little bit too wide, as wrestling is not his main strength, but he definitely does have it in his back pocket. And this will be the toughest guy I think he has to face in terms of in terms of getting them to the ground, especially given that size difference and that reach difference as well from Troy here. But I like Zalal. Way too much chalk for me for sure. Hunter Silva is saying which fight got pulled. Johnson Guida moved to main card. I believe it was fuck. There was a bunch of fights that got canceled earlier this week. Oh, it was Marion Renault and Macy Chiasson. That fight got canceled earlier this week, which is why Johnson Guida is now on the main card. Tito is saying, I love parlay of Rodriguez, Valiv, McCann, Procopio to go the distance. I love the first two spots there, but I'm dying on this hill that Procopio is going to go out there and submit this chick. So for your sake, I hope I do have my main play is Procopio to win straight up. So I do hope you catch that go the distance, but I'm also hoping that I can catch that plus 725 submission prop. Round prop for the main event and why the spot that I gave yesterday or on Thursday was Overeem via decision plus 550 plus 600. You know, Volkov is hella durable, and if the durability of Overeem holds up and he's able to go out there and complete takedowns and accrue control time up against the cage, uses clinch and stay away from the power shots of Volkov, I think he could go out there and grind this decision out. Again, the only guy to finish Volkov recently was Derek Lewis, but I don't think that Overeem at this stage in his career hits with the amount of power that we see from Derek Lewis. Edwards versus Rosa sub prop is plus 1200. Rosa is a black belt herself as well. Nevro is saying LOTN take my boy O'Day by TKO sub prop. Ooh. I got a lot of question marks about that guy still, so I gotta wait. I do like Dimitris Bed. I'm always gonna butcher it. I like that. I like that parlay. That's a solid parlay right there. Yes, thank you, Tito, for reminding everybody. If you guys are watching this, the least you guys can do is hit that like. Trust me, it goes a long way. Hit that like, and yeah, that helps your boy out a lot. Trust me. Fender Jazz is saying no highlight will top that post-fight interview from Britton Hart last night. Jeez, I got Tony Ferguson vibes. I don't know about you guys, but that was a tough listen for sure. Roberto Lopez is saying James looked ill at the weigh-ins. I'm not sure about that. Joseph Doyle is saying lock of the night. You idiot. Round 1 KO. Smith is evasive. James got a tight guillotine, broski. First of all, don't call me an idiot. And yeah, he's absolutely live for a round 1 KO, dude. What are you talking about? He just got knocked out in his last fucking fight. Fuck. Pipe down a little bit, all right? Starter blow. Powerful Manny. Does Valiv get the finish? Does Day win in any other way than flash KO? To the first question, I don't think he gets the finish. I think we see him play it super safe here, especially coming off that knockout loss last time around. His bread and butter is the grinding game, and I expect him to go out there and grind out Martin Day here. And yes, I do agree. The only way that Martin Day wins this fight is a flash KO. That's it. TJ kills a lot of good MMA wrestling. He's not a wrestler though. Exactly. He doesn't have a wrestling background, but he does a good job in terms of mixing it up and getting it like that. Hey, both you guys play nice. If I'm gonna have both you guys in here, play nice. Fender Jazz, Renault pop for COVID. I had Chiasson on that one. I actually had a small bet on Renault. Literally the day before she pulled out, I pulled one unit at plus 190 on Renault, and I thought her round 3 and sub prop were very live as well too. I have a lot of question marks about Macy Chiasson, and she seems very, very green still. Finesse God, Fajera, or Pantoja. Fuck. I think Pantoja has the higher upside in terms of scoring more points, as I believe he's more alive to get the finish here. Whereas Fajera, I think it would go out there and grind this out. maybe land in the 70 to 80 point zone, maybe 85 points for Fajeda. Whereas Pantoja, if he gets that first round sub, as I'm expecting him to, you're going to see him notch close to 100 points, right? Fajeda, I'm more confident in than Pantoja. But the upside in terms of points, I would give to Pantoja here. But I do like Fajeda. Justin Jr. is asking, what's more likely, Ode KO or sub? I think sub, even though Jerome Rivera is a pretty good jiu-jitsu player himself too. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'll go with KO. But again, I have so many question marks about Ode. I want to see more of him. I hope we see a 15-minute fight out of him this time around, as I believe that's the big question mark I have is his cardio. What's it look like when his fights do get pushed further? So that's my question. Tito is saying Overeem will show up and get rocked. He sticks to that too much. He'll shoot, and when he's sure, but Volkov will just keep the distance and bomb on him if he's smart. Yeah, that's my one qualm with Overeem here. Also, I apologize for all this like autofocus light thing. Like I'm using my laptop's cam, and it just does not have that option where you can just turn off autofocus. But I did invest in a super high quality webcam that I should be getting next week. So hopefully you guys don't have to deal with this light situation that just keeps going on and off. I hate when it happens. I try to remain still, but how still can I really be? Regardless, yeah. Overeem will show up and get rocked. That's my issue. I don't like his defensive tactics now. Biggs Omega is saying she does have 2 losses. Yes, 2 via sub. You are correct. I'm not sure if Jocelyn Jones is on that level, though. Brian Anthony on the ball here. Britton Hart is Tony with the mix of Bryce Mitchell and Mayhem Miller. That is absolutely correct. Greg Love is saying statement really just scared everyone off the win by decision bet with just an interview. Yeah, dude. That could happen. I don't like reading into interviews too hard, but you don't really see that type of, motivation slash ambition to go out there and get the finish like from Cody Stamen as normal, right? So that's the issue here. JRMMA is saying Jane's rocking that dad bod next to Smith too. Not a good look. Of course, the guy took the fight on short notice. It's a catch weight fight at 160 pounds. He came in on super short notice. Again, just saying. Joseph Toa is saying the fact that you think James can win in round 1 is trust. What do you mean? How is he going to finish later in the fight if he doesn't have the cardio to keep up? He finished Frank Camacho in the first round. He dropped Gavin Tucker in the first round. His only way to win this fight is in the first round. The guy has no gas tank. I don't know what you're thinking, Joseph. I'll say this. I am picking Devontae Smith to win. I think he wins. Physically speaking, he's the much better athlete, much more explosive, way faster for sure. But James knows his only way to win this fight is that first round. Go for it, land the bombs, blah blah blah. I'm done talking to you, Joseph. Pipe down, or I'm done with you. Gary Philbrick, a lot of live betting spots on this card. I agree with you. I absolutely agree. Most notably, Michael Johnson and Clay Guida. Roberto Lopez, I'm on the under in the main event all day. 2 big guys in a small cage over him. Gonna have a hard time getting a takedown when backpedaling along the cage. Well, that's gambling. Yeah, for sure. Very, very good fight, though. I'm very much looking forward to that. TJ Kill helping me with this dude. Absolutely helping me. Yep. Statement in the distance plus 180 or under 2.5 at plus 195. Man. I think maybe being greedy and taking the under 2.5 may be the way to go in case Askar somehow pulls off a finish, like it covers more. I mean, do you want an extra 2.5 minutes? Maybe Cody Stamen gets him out of there late. Yeah, I'd rather go with Stamen inside the distance rather than the under 2.5. Overeem getting smoked. Sorry, I just want to catch up to the live here. Joseph, Come on. Let's reel it in. This is my last warning. Don't be let's not let's I don't like trolls around here. If you're gonna keep trolling, get the hell out of here, or I'm just gonna block you myself. Uh Standard Bloke is saying, can you name three welterweights on the roster Diego Sanchez could actually get the fairy tale ending against? Ooh, this is a good question. Three welterweights. Let's let him run it back with Mickey Gall. There's one. Uh what division is Mike Jackson? If you guys remember Mike the Truth Jackson, who was in the sweepstakes to fight CM Punk. Yeah, he's a 170 as well. We can do him. Maybe this Dean Barry guy as well too, who's only 3-1, who is fighting Mike Jackson. Yeah, one of those three. But he is fighting Cowboy Cerrone, so that's definitely a fight that's coming ahead for him. I feel bad for him there because I do think that Cowboy starches him. Let's see where you guys are. Big Joe is saying, don't be surprised if Danilo wins. I will be surprised. I'll be absolutely surprised. Yes, TJ Kill. I will be shocked if Danilo wins. Thank you. Yeah, Tito, Darius Ferreira got me in shambles. Absolutely amazing fight. Again, I feel so weird having such a strong opinion on one side in a fight that I will admit is a close fight. So it does have me a little bit hesitant, and especially I'm a big Darius fan, but I think Ferreira has got this one for sure. Bumbleclot 24. If I'm not mistaken, your name was Bumbleclot 420 before, wasn't it? Either way, yeah, I understand you repping Frank Yeager tonight, especially with him being from your neck of the woods. Yeah. All right. You know what? Hey, Joseph Toa, fuck you anyway. You're blocked. Da, 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 da. Chris B, just wanted to tell you I love your in-depth rundowns of the matchups. Appreciate it, buddy. I'm really looking. I try to do my best, even if I don't have a play on a fight. I'm okay with spending the amount of time that I need on that fight so that I can give you guys the most information possible. That's kind of my spot. A Town Down is saying, what's the best way to learn how to live bet and learn the betting odds? I only bet on DK. Best way to live bet, I think it's mainly knowing what a fighter's gas tank, first and foremost, usually looks like, how their prior fights have gone in the past, and how much resiliency these guys have. I think that's a big key here. And then obviously seeing how the first round in every single fight goes, and seeing if the tide is swinging, or if a fighter is getting tired, or if they're notoriously known to win the first round but then lose further rounds. Yeah, that's a good way. And betting odds, the best way of looking at it is like percentages. And if you go to betmma.tips and you go under betting tools, they have a calculator there for your conversion calculator where you can put in, okay, I think Carlos Diego Ferreira wins 70% of the time. So the implied odds that you would need to hold true to that is a 70%. You think he wins at least 7 out of 10 times, so that you could bet Diego Ferreira all the way up to minus 230, knowing that you're getting a little bit of value. So that's just a little bit of a sprinkle of it. I do also have a video that I put out at the beginning of the pandemic called 3 Essentials or 4 essentials that every MMA bettor should have. I think that's a huge help for a lot of people that are just getting into betting MMA. So make sure you guys just go search essentials of betting MMA. It's on my channel, obviously. Check that out. There's a bunch of tools in there that will help you as well too. So go check that out. I think that's the best to do as well. Dunbarski, yo, Lachlan, it's longtime subscriber Micah Bell. Why aren't you on your Micah Bell account? I appreciate the love as always. Great content all week. Keep up the hard work. Guido for the upset tonight. I'm right there with you. I'm not putting any serious money on Guido, but I do think he wins this fight. Brother Joinies is saying, did Zalal look soft to you? Troy looked way better at Wayne. Zalal is taking the fight on short notice, but he has stayed very active in 2020. I don't think he would have taken this fight if he didn't think he could win it. So I do like Zalal here, but the odds are just way too high. CD816, as Lachlan Knight blows up, here comes the troll and experts. Yeah. I'm still getting used to troll life, man. I fucking hate trolls. So maybe I'll have a short release with some of these guys that try to hop on and talk all this shit. Brian Anthony is saying, I have a degenerate parlay of all the Colorado-based fighters. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Obviously, I'm doing a stream right now as well, too. Who else is there? Because I know it's fucking Devontae Smith, who trains at Factory X, and Corey Stamen. Who else is there? Who am I missing? Yeah, exactly. Fender Jazz is saying Diego and Jackson have a common opponent call. Roberto Lopez is saying one Hail Mary parlay an event. What would be your money line only 5-pick Hail Mary parlay? I'll give it to you right off the bat. This is the one that I gave to my patrons. I got Cody Stamen, Mike Rodriguez. Actually, you know what? Let me pull it up for you guys. Oh, look at that. Another patron. Shout out to everybody hopping on the Patreon, man. You guys are the fucking best. It truly means a lot to me. Like, I'm right there in terms of being comfortable enough to leave that 9 to 5, and it's all thanks to you guys. So yeah, my Hail Mary, I'd go with Rodriguez, Valiev, Stamen, Carol Hossa, and Corey Sandhagen. Or you could take the Corey Sandhagen out and put the Zalal and Troy over 2.5 if you don't feel comfortable with Sandhagen. But those are my five. Oh, wait, you said straight money line. So yeah, I'd have to go with Sandhagen. Yes. Thank you, Henry Bose. That's why that guy is absolutely blocked from my channel from here on out. Yes. Yeah. Bye-bye, Joseph. Greg Love, he's asking how Burns beats Usman. I think he has to get him out of there. I don't think he wins a decision. I don't think he'll be able to keep up with the pace and pressure of Usman. So I think a submission is probably his only way to win. I do have a 16-minute breakdown that I did for that fight on my channel, so make sure you guys go check that out if you haven't already. Roberto Lopez, you have to move on the line live bet offer ASAP. Do not hesitate as they change rapidly. Yeah. Live betting is huge, but personally, I like sitting back and just watching the fights. There is money that I'm obviously leaving on the table by not live betting as often as I should, but it's definitely a good spot if you are one of those guys that doesn't mind, looking down at your laptop, placing bets, and looking back at the fights. I just want to kick back, get baked, and just fucking chill out. That's kind of my approach here. Tito is saying, I love Guido to bum rush Johnson, hold him, control some shots, but seems solid. I do agree with you there. Yeah, for sure. I love how this has just morphed into a Joseph Doyle hate chat. Micah Bell or Dunbarski is saying, I'm going to tell DFS by the numbers to block Joseph as well. Yeah, he should. Please do. Prab Jazz, that's my brother right there. He's saying, gun to my head, does Guida and Johnson go to a decision? I do believe it does. Johnson is live to finish him via strikes, but I think that we see this fight get pushed into the decision realm. Brian Anthony is saying he has Smith, Zalal, and Overeem. That's a ballsy parlay, but I do like all of those guys to win for sure. Gary Philbrick is saying, who do you think the winner of Dariush Ferreira fights? Hooker, Dos Anjos are some fun fights as well. I would love, absolutely love, to see the winner of this fight Dos Anjos. That's a great fight. Absolutely amazing point there. Dos Anjos obviously coming off a main event win over Paul Felder, who stepped in on short notice for Islam Makhachev. But yeah, I think that's a great fight. Absolutely great fight. Hooker should just sit back for a little bit, chill out. But I think the winner of Dariush Ferreira should absolutely fight Dos Anjos. Big Joe, what's the chances would you give Danilo percentage-wise if Danilo gets Rodriguez down? He's a black belt, but he struggles to get his submissions off. Like the fact that if he's this amazing black belt, why wasn't he able to submit Khadisi Ibragimov even when getting him down early in that fight, right? I think we'll see a little bit more resistance here from Rodriguez. And even though he got finished in Kimura by Ed Herman with 1 minute left in the fight, the guy was absolutely gassed. And I think if this fight does reach the 14th or 13th and 14th minutes, I don't think we'll see Danilo pull off a submission there either, because I think he's going to be way more gassed. The guy's gas tank is horrible. And yeah, I'd be I'd be surprised if Danilo wins this fight. The TJ Kill is saying 7%. I love it. 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 Crispy, where do we sign up for your package? I don't really. If you want my package, I'll give you my package for free. But I'm saying, I don't have packages. It's literally just my Patreon, $5 a month. Again, I'm not going to go out there touting that I'm the greatest MMA handicapper out there, winning all these fucking units. But you guys get early access to my breakdowns. You get all my picks. You guys get a great Discord channel as well too. My best bets and props article as well. But the main thing is just supporting your boy. $5 a month. I don't think that's much to ask considering the amount of work that I put in on a weekly basis. So any and all support is definitely appreciated. GXer is saying the Gabby Garcia parlay will hit tonight. I hope so. We got some ballsy spots on there like Guida and Rivera, but I do hope that that we pull it off. Adrian Anderson is saying, what's up? He loves the channel. He's got Volkov, Edgar, and CDF. I disagree with the first two. No money on that fight, on those fights though, so I don't mind it. If you actually have money on it, I'll be rooting for you. But yes, I'm on that CDF train for sure. AJ, appreciate my guy right here. Great guy, great handicapper, great content provider, and now great fight news breaker. It's only going to be one fight, guy. Maybe one more after that. So maybe two under my belt. But I'm not going to be out there seeking to break fights. But yeah, I appreciate it, AJ. You're the man. Please, everybody, go check out. What's his face? Oh, look, we got the fucking the troll in here. Okay, you're out. And I didn't bet Rodriguez. Go to my Twitter account, you fuckface. Blocked. He's out of here. That's why I got to catch up to the live chat so I can get these guys before they fucking go on these tyrants. All right. Let me get through this real quick. I believe that the over 1.5 is very safe. I thought the line is set at 2.5, so the 1.5 is probably going to be super chalky, but I don't think either guy is going to get a finish here. Nobody came in overweight. Robert Kahn, everybody came in. There were a couple catch weight fights. I think the only one actually is James and Smith, but they all made weight for sure. Patty Flynn offering up some live betting advice, so I'll go over it real quick. Often with live betting, it's good to decide ahead of time. I'm betting this guy if he survives round one. Strikes a balance between checking the line during a fight and missing out on good live spots. Yeah, for sure. Like you want to get your feel for each fight and each fighter beforehand so that when you see the line and you're like, okay, this is the spot that I was looking to bet this guy at, you don't have too much time to think about it. Again, like you only get just less than a minute in between rounds. There are some bookies that allow you to bet the fight as the fight is going on, but most bookies only do it in between rounds. So yeah, Patty Flynn is absolutely on the money here. Tito is saying, who does Ferguson fight next? I like the either him against Connor or him against Nate. I'm totally down for him against Nate. Billy Briz, shout out to Billy Briz. He's getting greasy tonight. He has Devontae Smith round 2 and round 3 KO plus 460 plus 1400 coming off Achilles injury. You got to think there's some rust. Yeah. The only shot I took on that fight is round 1 James plus 600, but I do think Smith wins. I think he gets it done in round 1, but round 2 and round 3 are not a bad spot, especially at those odds. So yeah, I like those spots for sure. Adrian Anderson is asking if Jerome Rivera is a solid pick to beat Osborne. Seems sketched that the fight is at 145. It's at 145 pounds, one, because short notice. Both guys were originally scheduled to fight earlier this year at 125 pounds, and Osborne's only competed at 135. I wouldn't say Rivera is a solid pick. He's the fight that I'm leaning towards and going for it. So, yeah, I'm not betting Rivera here, but I am picking him to win. Yeah, don't worry. I got rid of him. I got rid of him, guys. I didn't even read half the shit that he said. I just saw that he's just commenting. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with the live here real quick. Brian Anthony, He's saying Stamen and Askar is off. I hope you're wrong. Please tell me you're wrong. I know you're not a troll. So, fuck, you're right. God damn it. Cody Stamen is out. Fuck. Askar did not get medically cleared. That's the reason. God motherfucking damn it. Whatever. That's a minus 500 down the drain. Now my parlay becomes Timur Valiyev versus and Kamaru Usman. Fuck. God damn it. I was really looking forward to seeing Cody Stamen go out there and perform. All right. Well, if anybody's on that DraftKings shit and you got Stamen, please go update your lineups. All right, let's get back to the stream here. I got about 10 minutes before I'm going to get out of here. Robert Connor saying, who's my upset of the night, aka I like to call it the dog of the night. I got Procopio. I got her at plus 140, but the money is raining in on her. She's around that plus 110 range now. But I do think I think the fight's a 50-50 fight. Maybe even, actually, no, I don't think that. I do think it's a 60 to 40 fight in Procopio's favor, so you're still getting good value on her. Yes, Stamen fight is off. I see everybody going off in it. God damn it. Brian Anthony is saying his parlay is ripped. Prep Jazz is saying, I noticed in your final slate you got Diego Ferreira minus 120. I'm seeing at plus 103 on Quebec. What do you think about that? Yeah, the money's coming in on Dariush. It's I mean, the love is on Dariush here, and I'm bummed that I fumbled that. But I do think we still have good value on Ferreira here, especially if you're able to get plus money there. Martin Gasper is saying, I will save you. How will you save me? I thought we saw Will Martin in here. One sec. I do want to give him some shine. Where's Will Martin? I didn't want to. There we go. He let us know that Stamen Askar was canceled as well, too. Thank you. Well, Martin, make sure you guys go check him out on OG of the game. Tito was on the Askar train. It's fine. I think you saved yourself a little bit there. Chris Lewer is saying the best parlay I see. I'd have to go Rodriguez, Valiyev. Rodriguez, Valiyev. Probably the under 1.5 in this Smith fight if you're able to parlay overs as well. Unders. And then Carol Hosa as well at minus 225. I think that's a solid parlay. Dasher Hunter is asking if I can bring awareness to the protests in India. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about I'll spend just a quick minute on this. I should talk about it more. Maybe on my next podcast, I'll actually start off the podcast by just talking about it real quick. The only reason I've kind of refrained from really talking about it too much is I need to educate myself a little bit on it more. I don't like being one of those guys that just says, no food, no farmers, or no farmers, no food. I don't want to be that guy if I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But from my understanding, apparently the Indian government is trying to decrease the price that farmers can charge for their food, so that obviously these bigger companies are able to undercut them, and obviously their expenses are not as high as these private farmers, and the government's really fucking them. So I'm obviously supporting my fellow Sikhs and Punjabis and everybody that's protesting right now. I'm hoping that we come to an amicable resolution and we save the farmers out there. So yeah, please, if you guys don't already know about this, go search it up. It's this protest going on in India right now. Obviously, most of you must have heard about it from Rihanna tweeting about it, but some sad shit that's going on over in my motherland. So please do go and support that cause. And I'm hoping that we get a solid resolution and save these lives out here. All right, back to the MMA world. Finesse God is saying, I got Stamen in basically every lineup, pivot to Smith for the same price. I'd rather pivot to Valiyev than Smith. Smith could score high for sure, but my qualm is if he gets dusted early by Justin James, which is absolutely live here. But if Smith wins, he's going to score heavy too. But I'd rather feel safer knowing I have Valiyev in my plays or my lineups. Redmond, I do hate Molly. I do. Not as a person, but as a fighter. But then again, stylistically speaking, I always take my bias out of it. And I don't think that she's going to be able to deal with the grappling of Laura Procopio. See, Reeve is now I got a hefty unit bet on Devontae Smith straight to win pennies. Yeah, it's always shitty, especially in this COVID era, to get that. Fender Jazz is saying, I want to come back, fight with these trolls. Many years ago, I trained with Mark Boots Holst. Shout out to Ottawa. So if I'm not mistaken, you're from that Owama crew. Yeah, Holst is a beast, absolute beast. Roberto Lopez is saying, enjoy the input and honesty. I appreciate it. Keep away from the CMP. What's the CMP? Please let me know what that is. Yeah, it is off. Believe inside the distance. I think he wins by decision. Yeah. GX is saying the government fucking hits people again. What's new? We need to pull out Myanmar in a bunch of places. I don't want to get too far into politics, but yes, I do agree with you, buddy. Appreciate you, Justin, for stopping by. Yeah, as always, appreciate the support, buddy. Danny Legs is saying Darius inside the distance. I know your fellow club and subber is on Carlos Diego Ferreira, but yeah, great fight. Great fight. I can't bang on anybody for taking either side here. Very close fight for sure. Ryan Wilson thinks Ode Osborne schools Jerome Rivera. Could happen. I still have a lot of question marks regarding that guy. But personally, I hope we see a 15-minute fight here because I want to see more out of Ode Osborne, especially what his gas tank looks like later in fights. Henzo is saying, my guy, I still can't believe Salvetri found you. Killing it on here. My question is, who's the better lock, Guido or Choi? Okay, we definitely can't. We can't call either of these guys locks. But if you want to talk about who do I feel more confident in, I got to put a little bit more confidence in Guida here. I think he can be more successful in implementing his grappling and his gritty grinding game than Choi could be able to. But both guys are live. I feel a little bit safer with Guida for some reason. But yeah, shout out to Salvetri as well too. I appreciate him bringing me into his family and allowing me to provide MMA content for his followers, his endless amounts of followers. As well as the massive amounts of support that I've been getting. You guys have been fucking awesome. Yeah, I love it. But yeah, I'd rather Guida than Choi. Roberto Lopez. Yes, you're right. Canadian Mounted Police. They're called the what is it called? Canadian CM. It's not CMP. It's the goddamn CMP. No. Canadian Royal Mounted. I think it's like RCMP. God damn. That's why the CMP was throwing me off. I'm like, I knew it started with a different number or a different letter. But yeah, the RCMP. That's what it is. Yes, Danny Legs, we have already discussed this and have already cried about it a little bit. Yes, my brother is letting you guys know at Seek Expo is the best way to get educated on this farmers protest. So please go check that stuff out if you guys have a couple minutes. Dunbar, yes, Guida is not a lock. Exactly. I'm not saying Guida and Choi are a lock, but I would rather pick Guida than Choi, to be honest. Adrian Anderson is saying MJ is about to school Guida for a round and a half before forgetting how to do jiu-jitsu. Possibly. Michael Bell is asking, do I think Rodriguez should submit today? I do not. He is my main play. I got 5 bills on this guy at -220. Again, it was a parlay with Cody Stamen when he was initially fighting Andre Ewell, and now I'm stuck with him at -220. But I don't think Danilo Marquez beats him. CD816 is saying the DFS content has been fire. I'm glad you guys feel that way. Chris is once again asking package for your money picks. Again, I only charge $5 a month. It's on my Patreon. Again, I'm not the best handicapper out there in terms of getting all these units and results and all that type of shit, but I know my stuff and my reads are definitely there and I can provide you guys with solid reads and that's something you guys can bank on for sure. But yeah, it's in Patreon. Just check the link in the description below. The Patreon link is there. Any and all love is appreciated. Yes, now everybody's let me know that it's RCMP. God damn, I'm sorry, guys. Run DMC. I love it. Shawnee Mac, bring him back. Something from earlier in this podcast, saying that Joseph Doyle, if he wasn't such a loser, the Stamen fight would still be on. Yes, I have mega confidence in Rodriguez as well, man. I hope he doesn't shit the bed. My 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 run of my lock of the night plays has been shit in the bed as of late. I'm 0 of 3 in my last 3 lock of the night plays. I did manage to still profit in the last event thanks to Marina Rodriguez and Mahmoud Muradov. But yeah, I got to get back on track on my main plays. My fucking brand is lock of the night, so I better be hitting Rodriguez tonight. Otherwise, I'm going to be really pissed off with myself. John Gullen is asking, what will be your lock tonight now that Statement is off the card? I still like the safest perspective, in my opinion, is still Volkov. I think he goes out there and absolutely schools Martin Day. But in terms of betting odds wise, I'd rather pay the minus 220 on Mike Rodriguez than pay the minus 370 on Volkov. So if we're talking DraftKings, I'd go Volkov. But if we're talking straight up betting, I'd rather go Rodriguez here. Stamen calls it off after getting trolled by TJ Kill and who's the other guy? Fuck, who's the other guy that made the joke about our guy? Fuck, I can't find it in here. But yeah, I appreciate you. Oh, Shawnee Mac, I love you guys. Absolutely fucking love you guys. Big Joe is saying, thanks for all your hard work on these fights. I respect your opinion on these fights. I appreciate the support, man. Again, the least you guys can do, just drop a like on this video. That's the best I can do, or I can ask from you guys. So I really, really appreciate it. Michael Bell is saying, I'm pretty much on par with you tonight, except I got Dariush and Volkov. Close fights, for sure. Absolutely close fights. So I'm not banging on you for that. All right, I'm going to get the fuck on out of here. I hit that 1 hour mark, 1 hour and 1 minute. I got a couple of things to do before the fights kick off. A couple of things that I just want to rattle off before I get out of here. The Dog of the Night Challenge, that restarts after this event tonight. So if you guys don't know, the Dog of the Night Challenge is pretty much you make one underdog bet for the next 10 cards. And whoever accumulates the most amount of profit in that amount of time gets a piece of the pie. So I'm going to be handing out about $2,500 in prizes with the game that's completing tonight. I'm hoping to get the prize pool up to maybe even higher than that for the Dog of the Night Challenge. But it's a very sharp game. One underdog or one plus money total for the next 10 UFC cards. If you guys are interested in that challenge, make sure you guys hit me up in the DMs on Twitter at MMALOTN. The deadline is tomorrow. That's Sunday. I won't be taking any registrations roughly after 8 or 9 p.m. tomorrow. So make sure you guys hit me up if you're interested in that. Secondly, if you guys want to support your boy more than just hitting the like or subscribe below, you guys can also hit up the Patreon, $5 a month. You guys help your boy out a lot. You guys get to join a great Discord community as well that we've managed to accrue over there. Not to mention a ton of other perks. All of it's in the description, so make sure you guys check that out. And yeah, good luck on your bets tonight. I'm really hoping that the lock of the night comes through for me. I really need to get my shit together on that. I'm hoping Rodriguez comes through for us. And again, if you guys want to find out what I'm on, totally, just check out my posted tweet on Twitter. That's where I have my full slate of bets as well as my bet slips. Again, I'm going to bang on you guys for bet slips, showing you guys I'm actually putting money down on all my bets there, as well as on my IG as well at MMALOTN. That's where you guys are going to find all my plays. All right, I appreciate you guys checking it out. Hanging with me on fight day. Good luck on your bets tonight, and I'll see you guys. On Monday. I'm going to be dropping the UFC 258 podcast on Monday to get a nice and early look. Hopefully the card stays together. You know what I mean? Better than this week. Hopefully it stays together. But yeah, good luck on your bets this weekend, or this evening, I should say. And I'll see you guys next week. Appreciate you guys as always.